listening to the You Don't Know Me Yet podcast network.
Hey, you are tuned in to Two Gems and a Mic with hosts Tanisha the Diva Mahomes and Linda L.D. Dorsey. Just know, if we talking about it, you need to hear about it. Unwind and enjoy. Hey everybody, I'm LD and that is the Diva and we are Two Gems and a Mic. What's going on?
Hey, man, let's talk about this. I am so stoked. I got a football in my hand. Shit, I had so much fun this weekend.
I see you representing,
Yeah,
rightfully so. Rightfully
I do a
so.
little something,
Yeah.
I do a little something.
Yeah. I'm happy for the Chiefs. Of course happy for Pat. They won. The game was not what I anticipated at all. I thought there was going to be more of a showing from the Ravens, and I'm not sure what happened. It's easy for us, like we say, your Monday evening, Monday morning, Monday night, whatever it is, quarterbacks. To me, cute quarterbacks, coaches, whatever you want to call it. I was that yesterday watching the game. I was like, what is going on?
Okay, I gotta say something because listen, once I went back and I really thought about what we had discussed previously, you let's go back to the Miami game when Snead locked up Tyreek. Don't get me wrong. If Tyreek is not scoring a bunch of touchdowns, you'd have locked him up because this dude absolutely was a candidate for MVP before he got hurt. So let's talk about that. The way he locked him up, the intensity that he was playing with. When you really think about it, when you look at the Baltimore Ravens wide receiver core, you had really Flowers to contend with, Odell, and I am a big fan of Aguilar. Like, if you got to get a guy off the bench, to me, Aguilar is your dude. That dude to come in. So when I play a lot of DFS, so I had a shitload of Aguilar because I figured he would be the type of person who would be downfield, be a game changer right out the gate. So once I saw the lockdown on the defense, I thought to myself, why would I assume that if Snead could lock down Tyreek, that he wouldn't be able to really handle Flowers? And don't get me wrong, Zay did his thing. He broke out. Lamar hit him long. But once I really got to think about it, I'm like, you got McDuffie. McDuffie was doing well all season. You got Snead out here. He only gave him one touchdown all year.
And that was a lucky one.
That was
with the Bills.
the Bills. So when I got to really thinking about it, I'm like, man, it shouldn't be that surprising that it was not a lot of scoring going on. Because we knew going into it that the Baltimore had that defense. And they was about to get after. They was going to get after. So when Patrick and them went down and scored right out the gate, I think that kind of set the tone because they turned right back around and scored again. And I believe that's what changed and brought Baltimore out of that original game plan. They was
Baltimore scored. Well,
they
I don't know what the original game plan was because Baltimore scored quick on that long drive.
Yeah, but then the Chiefs went right back down, dropped that 14 on them, and then all of a sudden it was like, let's abandon the run game.
But
Why?
it was like 14-7. It wasn't like it was 20-something to 7. I don't know what happened. Here's one thing that I looked at, right? One of the points that I looked at the game, right? They had 16 rushes. 16 rushes.
I know.
8 by Lamar for a total of 81 yards.
Like I said, they abandoned it. I think they saw Pat and Kelsey clicking, and they was like, "All hail to the no. We need to go to plan B." They should have stayed with plan A.
No, I mean, I can't say I agree or disagree, and maybe they locked them up and couldn't. But the other thing was, I talked to a couple of people, and maybe we missed something. They never spoke of it, or I missed it. Like Odell didn't get a pass until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all.
I mean, was he not out there? I didn't understand that. The
Well,
Chiefs defense was dominant. I mean, the Chiefs came out aggressive. The Ravens defense played well. I mean, they didn't give up a point in the second half, which to
I
me
don't know.
all still concerns me about the Chiefs. You got to score.
Well, we talked about that a couple
Yeah.
of.
But the players that the Ravens had used, excuse me, prior to, they were using their running back, Gus Edwards. They were using Likely.
Mhm.
They were using Odell. They were using Hill, and they were using
Andrews.
Flowers. You weren't calling any of those names. They threw Andrews in there, threw him a couple of passes, but I was like, you gonna take Likely out of the mix
I think
because
that was a
Andrews is back?
mistake. I think that was a big mistake when they put Andrews back in there. I think it killed sort of the rhythm of whatever they had going on prior to that. Now, granted, we know what Mark Andrews is to the Ravens. So hell, if he's available and he's been practicing, why wouldn't you stick him in? But I think it did something to the rhythm of the game. Now, I will continue to say they did not run the ball, and I'm going to tell you something else. I thought Lamar would do a lot more Lamar-like things with his legs. And to me, the fact I think he rushed like two more attempts more than Pat.
He had eight. He had eight. Out of their 16 rushes, he had eight.
Hey, he needed eight
So,
more.
it was that. It was, I mean, of course, I'm not taking anything away from the Chiefs. The Chiefs, especially the Chiefs defense.
Mm-hmm.
Been impressed with them for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
They played well. They played very well.
Absolutely.
But it's like
Amazing.
you like, and Reed played, Reed was getting in there. Reed played very good on defense. Zay Flowers made critical mistakes that could have changed,
Oh, he made some
maybe not the
mistakes, all right.
outcome of the game, but it would have changed the way that game was played. So
Yeah,
you're
he
taunting.
poked the bear. He poked the bear
Yeah,
because you gonna
you get
taunt,
the
you gonna get
taunting,
up,
and then you turn around and then you
and he
fumble the
punch it
ball.
out.
So that was definitely a change, because right there, that's 7 points.
Yep,
um, and not smart. He'll learn. He made a mistake earlier this year by running one in for a touchdown when he should have taken a knee, at the 1 or 2 yard
he's
line.
young. He's
So
young,
he's a rookie. I say that he's a rookie, but it's
talented.
like some stuff you have to know. There has to be some coaching going on,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. But you've got to know, even as a rookie. I mean,
Some things.
you don't this is the one step. Don't start that trash now, because you ain't been doing it all year, and now this is a team you want to do it against. I ain't seen Zay Flowers behave like that all year,
I have
and
not.
now this is the game you want to do it. The game before you're going, to the Super Bowl. They can get you to the Super Bowl. So just didn't understand what they were doing. But the one thing, the Chiefs did what they do.
I felt like, and don't get me wrong, and this is maybe my observation, but with the whole Justin Tucker thing that started early in pregame warm up, where he's down there, and granted, don't get me wrong, that's their field. So Justin Tucker might have been like, y'all can't come up in here. This is our stadium. This is our field. But the minute the Chiefs walked up in there swinging, throwing helmets, kicking off, kicking sticks and stuff like that, I was like, they acting like that's their facility. They came in there way comfortable. They came in there. I was expecting Justin Tucker to go get some help. But instead, he sat there, and the Chiefs were just, it was like they were strong warming. And then they turned around and started playing. It was like they provoked him early, and they came out ready to go. And it
Yeah,
caused the problem.
they were ready to go. I thought the Ravens were ready to go at the beginning of the game too. Then it just fell apart slowly for them, because whatever they were trying to do, I can't even say they were trying to run the ball, because I never saw them run the ball.
I'm
So
trying
they
to say,
ran the
I don't
ball
know.
8 times. So that to me,
Banding the
you
run.
didn't try to run the ball. You just didn't run the ball. That wasn't a part of your
But I'm telling
plan
you,
to run the ball.
I think that they, when the Chiefs came out, and I think when they scored back to back like that, I think the mindset switched, and they was like, "This is a shootout.
Yeah,
This is
but
a
you only
shootout,"
they
and
only up by.
they abandoned the run.
But it wasn't like they were up by 21, 28. They were up by 14 for a short period of time. Then you were only up by
Defending
7.
champions.
So I don't. I mean, yeah,
clicking on
everybody
all
has their
cylinders
opinion
right
on
out
what
the
went
gate.
on. I'm not buying that. I'm
No,
not
I
buying
mean, like
that.
I
I just
said,
don't
maybe
know what the play calling was, or if they thought they were going to trick the Chiefs into something, because it wasn't going to be a shootout. If you didn't have Odell Beckham out there, how are you going? Who you shooting out with? Just Zay
I mean,
and Aguilar, because
they had
Beckham was
Zay
even out there.
Aguilar, they got Rashad Bateman. There's other people on the team that's
And
supposed to
and,
be
and
carrying
how many
them
names
off.
how many names have you heard called in the
Like
last
I,
couple of weeks? Likely,
yeah,
right?
that's what
Aguilar,
shocked me.
maybe Zay, but you
I
wasn't
I
and
felt like
three names.
the lack of I like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, what did likely do to deserve that? He been balling his ass off, and it was almost like he was unavailable.
Yeah, so it just went to. I mean, it was a low scoring game, defensive game. On my hat off to the defense. I thought Kelsey
Both
played a great
defenses
game.
played
He was
amazing.
him and Pat were clicking. That's always a dangerous thing. And I'm gonna take the hat off to my boy,
Hmm.
MVS.
Absolutely.
Put some
Called it
respect on that.
game
Put the respect on
game
that man's name.
stamped the game on him.
Yep. And like I said, he's always doing the intangibles before them. But the Chiefs, even in the second half, it was like, hey, let's move the ball. Let's move the ball. Let's move the ball. And we weren't moving the ball. So it's like, if you
But
got to figure out something. You can't do that.
I
You can't
also
do
think
that
I
against
also
it.
feel like Tatis kind of went like I don't know what it was, but I feel like Andy kind of went to more a conservative game plan, and I hate that.
Yeah.
I love Andy Reid, but I like to stump somebody out. That's how I roll. You get them down, you put that pressure on their neck. You don't let up because anything can happen. We gonna talk about what can happen when you mess around and don't stump them out. We
Right.
know what
Right.
just happened. Well, we'll get to that in a second. But I want an aggressive attack all the way. I want you to feel a little bit intimidated. I want to make it look like we did not come here to play games. We are the defending champions. We've been here. We're the ones with the experience, and you ought to be afraid.
Yeah.
You
They
need to
look.
be
The Chiefs look
on
comfortable.
plan C.
The Chiefs look very comfortable from the beginning of the game. Like I said, it just was not the game that I
Yep.
anticipated. I didn't anticipate no 45-40 game or whatever. I did anticipate something in the 20s, around there, but didn't get that. Did I anticipate? I thought the Chiefs would score more than they did. I
I'm
mean,
gonna
they
ask you a
did last week,
question.
and I thought that the Ravens would have scored more than they did.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I just want your honest answer here. Do you feel like Lamar played his game or a game like he was trying to prove something to the naysayers?
Oh, I think I don't think he played his game. I think he should have let loose. I think he was trying to prove to, I don't know, prove to himself, prove to whoever or whatever, or show or demonstrate that I can win this game with my arm. And it
Yep.
was too many times that he passed up opportunities to run. Because if everybody is covered downfield, you're gonna get you 10 yards. You're gonna get you 15 yards. You
We talk
Lamar, you
about it
might
all the
get you 20.
time. Take what they give
So,
you.
and then there were times even when the pocket, he was good. He had a solid pocket. He was there, but he would step into the pocket, then the pocket was collapsing on him. So I was like, what is he doing? He's stepping up into, that's usually when he runs, or he'll run out left, right. He wasn't even doing that. He was looking down the field the whole time. So if they were covered, you're looking, and if they're that covered, normally what we find is someone has got their back to you and you can run and make it. But I
There's one play that comes to mind where I thought Lamar could break it, but for whatever reason, he kind of did sort of a detour. Like, do you remember? You know what I'm talking about? I
yeah,
can't.
like he slowed down.
It's like he saw somebody coming, and instead of just trusting that he could outrun him, because I don't know, maybe they could have caught him or not, but I felt like that one he might have overthought it a little bit.
Yeah.
That particular
And
play, and I think he could probably scored on that play.
I think that's what it was for him. A lot of overthinking plays. If he could get it, if he could do that game again, he would do it different. Not saying he would win, because the Chiefs are who they are, and the
But I
Chiefs are
was
going to the Super Bowl for a reason,
And I'm
because
gonna tell you
they're
this
champs.
too. I feel for the Ravens fans, because let me tell you something, guys. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but it's no guarantee you gonna go back like that next year. To get to a Super Bowl is tough. To get back is absolutely, you may not get that chance because that team there's going to be some missing players. They're not going to have the exact same team that they had going in there, which we know was a dominant team. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going to be able to, that it's impossible, but I'm going to tell you it's no guarantees. And I hate that, Lamar probably is beating himself up. Like you said, if he could play it again, he play it a lot differently. But that was a Super Bowl caliber team.
I mean,
And
we can
I'm
say
not
that
sure
about a
they're
bunch
going to
of
have
teams, right? A Super Bowl caliber team. They just didn't get it done. The Chiefs got it done. That's a tried and tested team. Struggled all year.
that
I mean, they
experience.
wearing those jackets or shirts or whatever, us against everybody. I don't think everybody doubted them. They just didn't look like the old Chiefs. So it wasn't like they can't do it.
They
I
still
mean,
don't.
I said it, you said it on the show. If it was always a if. It was always a if with the Chiefs. I was like,
We
as long
always
as they
said
got
it.
Patrick Mahomes, and I get that. Yes, as long as you got Pat, there's a chance, but Pat don't play defense.
He does not.
Pat can't stop the other team. So I get tired of hearing that shit about as long as we got. I don't take nothing. You know me.
For
I
granted.
mean, damn, that's respect. That's love. That's a whole lot. That's deep roots that go there. Don't take nothing away from him. But I get so tired of hearing that it's like, let's give everybody some props because there's 53 people on. Like people said, when shit went wrong, oh, he can't catch the ball, or he can't play defense, he can't do this. So let's give props to those, and which he
In that
does. He
defense.
does that himself.
And
He does that
unfortunately they
himself.
lost and
So yeah, you
unfortunately they
get
lost somebody today. I mean, they lost
yeah, I
somebody
saw
last
that where
night.
he tore his
He tore his
ACL.
ACL.
Yeah,
And
but
I think I mean that's a loss because we already know Joe is got a torn pec. But I thought his replacement I don't want to butcher his man name Algoretti.
Algoretti, he played
Yeah,
he
he
played a good
played
game.
he played a really good game. He stepped up. So maybe that we got another one that's about to step up. But yeah.
I mean,
Um
things change. It's the playoffs, right? So,
Absolutely anything can
things change.
happen.
People step up. They're hungry, but they've been here before. They know what it takes. And like I said, we've seen a different. I'm happy to see him. We've seen a different Travis Kelsey. But like people will come at you. They'll come for you. If the Chiefs were playing like they were playing a month ago or 3 weeks ago, they wouldn't be in this situation because
Nope.
people were dropping balls. They were doing this. But half the Chiefs fans was out on them. And what was it? Remember, I said it on this show. What they want to do? MVS, nail his ass to the bench, cut him,
You
take his
did.
money, do this, do that. He got to go. They can't sign him next year. They can't this, they can't that. And I'm like, damn, do y'all people even watch football?
Well, when we were
You
talking
know,
about he laying blocks, he was doing more than
he
people
was
were
doing that
actually giving
before
him
because
credit.
he knew he's a professional. He knew what he wasn't contributing from a catching the ball perspective. So he knew that. So it wasn't like he wasn't aware. I've got to get better. And he knew what he had to do to get better. A couple of weeks ago, he's telling Pat where to throw the ball to. It's like, people, come on, get over
Yeah.
yourselves. And I just can't. A crazy fan drives me crazy. But enough of that. Congratulations, Chiefs, you back there again, and wish you the best. I'm pulling for the Chiefs. um don't know
Yep.
who's got. San Francisco's got an axe to
Good luck,
grind,
nephew.
so it should
Good
be
luck.
it should be a interesting game. Should be an
Yep.
interesting game.
Good luck.
um this next game drove me absolutely bananas.
Woo! You and everybody else.
I'm gonna start it off saying this, and I'm gonna end it saying this. Take the damn points.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Take
You
I did
let for all you gyms out there. Listen, Linda's gonna take them points every time and twice on Sunday. Okay,
exactly.
she ain't gonna let analytics have her confused. She ain't gonna do nothing. She gonna take them points because
Here's the
when you need
thing.
points on the board, a lot of times it come back to haunt you.
I listened to all the shows today, and everybody was back and forth. I listened to the commentators last night who didn't know what the hell they were talking about, right? Everybody, not everybody, most people have some kind of philosophy about how they want to live their lives,
Hmm.
right?
True that.
I want to grow up. I want to have a house, a wife or a husband,
Picket fence.
2.5 kids, a car, a dog, all that shit, right?
Hmm.
I don't get that job. I can't go out and get those things still. I got to adjust my strategy. Philosophy is still the same, so I'm going to strive towards that, but I got to adjust the strategy because right now the strategy I've been using ain't working. They talked about, oh, he has a philosophy and that's what's got him there, and that's his strategy. I trust him 100%. Then he gets on the stand. I
Yeah,
love
you
the
love Cam.
coach.
You love him.
I
You love him.
love him.
You
But
love
when
him.
he got on there and said, I have no regrets, and hindsight is no, brother, I'm not going with that. No. What no hindsight was after the first one. And then you
I
did
would
it
have
again.
took the points on the first one. That's the one I'd have took the
That's the
points
one I
on.
really would have took the points on.
I'd
Is
have
the
took the
first one. Because
yeah.
then you up 3 scores.
Yep. And I don't know what it is about 3 scores, but if I'm the other team and I know they up 3 score, it's probably gonna do something to my mental state. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
yeah, I can't just run the ball. I just can't run the ball with McCaffrey. I
maybe I
can't do it.
changed
I
my
gotta start throwing
strategy.
the ball. You're gonna
Exactly.
force them to change their strategy. They stuck with their game plan like a piece of bubble gum when it's 100 degrees outside on the bottom of your sneaker. That's how they
Mm,
stuck to that damn plan.
unnecessary roughness.
you
Yep.
know and it was like, dude, but then I'm saying, to is there anybody
Whew.
else that's going to get in his ear? Because when he was calling these, let's go, it was like y'all had that special play. There was nothing
Well, we
special.
always talk about that special play.
You got
It
that.
just when that special.
You're making a decision. You're not in week 3, 4, 5, 6 making a decision saying, hmm, let me test this out. It works. Because everybody says, oh, well, it's great when it works. No, for me, it's still not. That's still not the thing. I would have taken
Well,
those 3,
I mean,
right?
it was some okay. So let's talk about there's some things that if one or two things happen, it's a different outcome. And that's generally how it always is. But Gibbs turning that ball over
Mhm.
and Reynolds dropping that first down not once.
He had some crucial ones. He
And I
had
know
some
that's gonna
crucial
stick with
ones.
him because he's been solid for the team. He's
Yeah.
been solid. So I'm not
Uh,
gonna sit up here and badmouth this man or whatever. People, he had some drops, but we can't overlook him either. You understand? I'm
no,
not gonna
no, he
badmouth.
had some drops. It was a bad time to drop the ball. The defense, you gave up, what was it, 17 straight points?
Mm-hmm.
But with all that being said, if you took the damn points, you win the
You
game
win
by
that man back.
6.
Exactly.
And you may win by more because you change how
The
they play the
trajectory, how
game.
they
And
playing.
your defense get a little loose. That defense started getting tighter and tighter and tighter every time. And then it had to be gas because you're killing them. You're
It's
killing them out on
nerves. It's
the field.
nerves too. Nerves too. When they started to ascend and they started going, that's it's people get nervous. Pressure
But
bake but pipes.
there
You
was
know what
too
I'm
much
saying?
celebration because you remember this shit from with
Deshaun Watson
yeah,
with the
the
rock out.
guitar stroking, and Gardner, what's his name? Gardner Webb, Gardner Johnson, Gardner Webb, whatever the hell his name is, Gardner somebody. My garden,
Mm-hmm.
cut my grass, whatever.
Johnson Gardner. Yeah.
His ass was over there, you know, clowning the crowd, but he got clowned
Well,
in the second quarter.
karma. It's
Dude, you
rough.
playing the 49ers, so you got to be smart. But it's
You
just,
don't
I
poke the
mean,
bear either. I don't know what it is about these guys that get up in the game, ego, whatever it is, and they start doing shit that's out of character. Stop with the nonsense. Win the game and then clown.
right. And stop
That's
the
what I'm
right. Stop.
saying.
Yeah.
Win the game and clown.
I
Hell, you
remember
clowning midway.
I remember watching a basketball game, and Patrick Ewing was coaching at Georgetown, and he had a
Mm-hmm.
player out there who was shooting 3 pointers, and he
Mm-hmm.
called timeout. He looked at the dude. He said, "Did you practice that shot?" He was like, "No, so why are you taking it now? Like, stop." All of a sudden,
Go.
you the 3-point shooter.
Say go with the one that brought you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's it. All of
Shit.
those, all of those, all of
Exactly.
those apply. Like you
It
gonna get
does.
out there and
And,
right.
and I don't want to be that person that's out there doing all that. And then I'm on a meme. They out there got me. They got me shaking it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Cause
yeah,
right now I know I ain't gonna lie. Like I know Flowers is mad. They got damn Reynolds sideways with the ball gone. You know, like I don't want to be that mean. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
And I
I'm
feel
trying
bad
to
for him.
see
He's a young
who's
man.
playing.
Yeah, he young man. I mean, he about to break his fingers beating on some. He couldn't. He was itching to get back out there and get it. And it's like, dude, you still got to let that go. But that was not. I mean, what made you think it was okay? You gonna push this man down, stand over him, spin the ball, and like flexing, and you didn't think
Hold up.
nobody was calling that?
And you didn't think that you forgot that this dude has only gave up one damn touchdown and then punched your shit out the next damn down. Like, yacht. And
Yeah.
now you sitting over there and you really want to put your thumb in your mouth and suck hard because you don't know what to do with yourself.
No.
Because everybody knows you just messed up.
Yeah.
That damn
would have
touchdown
changed.
is a
That would
game
have
changer.
all.
It's a game changer.
Yeah. That would have changed. That would have changed that game.
Hell
Yeah. That would have changed
You
the way
gotta
that game.
live with that. You
Mhm.
gotta live with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's rough.
It is. It is. You live and you learn. You hope you get the opportunity to,
But
you know,
he's a
because then
young
I
guy.
was
He's
like,
extremely
yeah.
talented.
And I
Extremely talented.
said, okay, he did the taunting, and I said, I hope he gets the opportunity to, you
redeem
know,
himself.
yeah, on that drive. And I said, oh, he about to score on that drive. And Sneeze said, no, 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 not in my house. Yeah.
I mean, go
So
up here and
I
punch
was
this
like,
out
ooh,
quick,
yeah, that
fast,
karma
and in
came
a
real
hurry.
quick on him. But my hat's off to the Ravens. My hat's off to Detroit. A fantastic season for both teams.
Absolutely.
We've been talking about Detroit since last year. You know, they were in every game.
And I want to say something else too. I want to say, because we remember we talked about Purdy for a very long time, and Purdy is one of those quarterbacks that is having to grind and earn his respect. But what we have seen in the last two games is a comeback. And I think I know that you have to take time out to acknowledge the fact that he at least the moment wasn't too big for him. He believes in himself and he's not afraid to let it go. He's not afraid to make those plays, step up in the pocket, run what he needed to. I'm impressed with the fact that Purdy doesn't panic. I'm not saying he's played a great game because that first half was rough, but he seems to not panic when he needs to not panic. So
Well,
it's
he
interesting.
seems to not panic when that offensive line gets it together and he got 30 minutes to throw the ball.
You said
Because
30,
or
did
he
you?
was running. He was doing some running and
Did you hit
things
the 30?
changed. I'm not anointing him, and you know,
I
it's
didn't
like the
anoint him at
media,
all.
they want no, you gotta give him some props. Yeah, he going to the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna give him some props. Is he that dude?
First full year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him props just for it being his first full year,
First full year. Okay.
and he's taking his team to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna get a man his respect for that, if nothing else.
But I've seen some holes in there. Yeah, I won't. I mean, yeah, you're still standing. You're still standing. You've got a lot of weapons, and you're still standing. So I
We
give him
got
that.
plenty of
I
weapons.
mean, I give him that in the sense that I think Detroit self-destructed.
Oh, absolutely. It ain't no
So
if
I'm
and
not
buts
gonna give
about
him
that.
all the credit to say that, you know,
No. You know
I'm not
they
doing that.
made
I'm not there. But
from
he
coaches to
did.
players. From
Yeah,
coaches to players, they
yeah,
self-destructed.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
give
with
him
you on
that.
that.
All right. So it's all set. 2 weeks. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Later on this week, well, we'll talk about what's going on. Later on this week, we're gonna do another show on Thursday, and we're gonna have guests on. We're gonna have Pat Mahomes Sr. If he can stop smoking these cigars, we'll have more.
Yeah. He's
We'll have
his
more next.
special blend.
Yeah, his
That
special
special
blend. We're gonna let
blend.
the smoke. Yeah, we're gonna let the
Yeah.
smoke clear, and then we're gonna have him on. And we're gonna have Darren Smith on. We're gonna talk about what's coming up with some other sports that's going on. Hall of Fame that came out. Some NBA news. Everybody scoring 70, 100 points. Ain't nobody playing defense in the
And
NBA no more.
nobody.
It's like
Joel
goodness.
Embiid.
So a lot of stuff. I think a lot of fun coming up. But we just wanted to come on here and we want to talk about those games yesterday. Hats off to all the teams that made it because it's hard.
And hats off to the coaches that's been scheming and coming up with some good game plans, defensive coordinators and everything. It's been some good ass competitive football. Whether or
Yes.
not we thought it was gonna be a high scoring game or whatever, we had some defensive coordinators been out there making their money. You
And whether
understand
you
what
a
I'm saying?
hater on who's still left, they deserve to be there. They played. They did what they had to do. They understood the assignment and they got it done.
And
So
I have
yeah,
one more thing to
hat
say.
right. Yeah. Mhm.
uh to Jay and Plachette, how you like me now? Cause y'all was clowning when them Cowboys lost. Oh,
Oh, we still gonna clown. We still
y'all
gonna clown
came
with the
from everywhere.
Cowboys.
I was like I was in the damn movie. People
That
was coming from
Tanisha,
everywhere. Now, all right,
don't
now
don't
take a seat.
please don't confuse the Cowboys with the
Take
Chiefs.
a seat.
We all Chiefs. We all Chiefs
I
fans.
nah that well,
We all Chiefs fans. We ain't
I'm
Cowboys
at
fans.
the end of
So
the
what we
day,
said about the
at the
Cowboys
end of
and
the
how we
day,
feel about the Cowboys is still stands.
I know. Hey, look here, NYC. Listen, ain't nobody talking about you. I'm talking about them Raven fans over there. Both of those are Raven fans. So I now know that they are going to be Chief fans because they my friends and and it's all
Oh
love.
no, they
But
hate.
I'm not,
No,
but
no,
I'm not gonna let.
ain't nobody loving
But
on the ain't nobody
I'm
loving on
not
the
gonna.
Chiefs right now.
They
And I'm a
they
and let
gonna
me
cheer for him though. They gonna cheer for
look at
him.
that
Ain't nobody else
background.
to cheer. Is that what we doing? Is that what
find
you
me
doing?
find me a Cowboys one and I'll
Man,
put it up.
we'll have another podcast this week because that tomfoolery right there
Well, you send
will
me
not
something,
work.
I'll put it. I'm in
You
control
damn
right
right I'm
now.
gonna put some up there. Don't worry about it. I got
Yeah.
something coming, but that
Uh-huh.
you ain't gonna do that to me.
Yeah.
We gonna have another podcast,
Let
folks,
me do
this
it
week
again. So we're
because
gonna have another one.
no, that ain't gonna slide. Hell no. I'm going blind.
Yeah,
I ain't gotta look at
I'm
that.
going deaf with you talking about
I, I don't have to take that.
I can't even believe you gonna bring the Cowboys up and we
I
talking about the
said they
AFC and the
was
NFC
hating.
Championship.
And they know damn well I have two teams. And damn it, unlike everybody else, I got the damn right to have two. And let me tell you something. One of them came out on top. I don't want to hear shit.
With the
Nothing.
other one,
But congratulations.
I'm
Congratulations.
sure people will congratulate you. I'll tell you
Now
congratulations on the
it
Chiefs, and
was
in
you
the
can hear
next breath, I tell
you
you
can
your Giants ain't.
you
I mean,
all them people that's
your
talking all that shit, you can hear rat pissing on cotton up at work today. You can hear rat pissing on cotton. It was tight. When I walked up in there with that
because
cheap
you're
shirt on.
talking two different spectrums.
Shit,
You talking the
man.
Cowboys and you talking the Chiefs. I said don't say them in the same
Going
sentence. That don't make
into
no
that
sense.
game, everybody was talking about the Ravens gonna win that game. Period. When I walked up in that damn office, like I said, you get rat pissing on cotton. It was tight.
Yeah, it was because I said last week I had given the Ravens the edge if, and it was a bunch of ifs. So I had a whole bunch of caveats with everything
We
that I
did.
was saying. But like I was saying, you never count the Chiefs out.
That's all
I
we
think the
said.
way their defense has been playing, they played well. The Ravens defense played well. I mean,
They
they didn't
played
go
amazing. They didn't
second
give up
half.
a point in the
I
second
think they
half.
was expecting their team to do something, but it didn't. It didn't happen. But just like with the Lions, the Lions could have. We could have had a Super Bowl, or we almost had a Super Bowl that was going to end the season the way the season started on that
Started.
Thursday night with those
Yep.
two, and we were
And
seeing
I kind of
what the
wanted it that
I
way.
did
I'm not
too.
gonna lie,
I was
because
like,
I
that's a great
wanted
story. That's a
the
great
Chiefs
story.
to have an opportunity to get some revenge or be proven as that team that you know what I mean. That because
Yeah,
golf has been successful against the Chiefs.
yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. But it is what it is. It's meant to be. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. But I think we in for a good game.
Oh yeah, I hope
I
so.
think we in for
I
a good
definitely hope
game.
so. Oh yeah, they want a little get back. I'm excited. It's a replay of the
Or the
Super
other
Bowl,
one,
so
the one I was at, the one I was ducking.
yeah, we'll
Remember
see
that
what
one?
happens. And like I said, hats off to those teams that that were there, that made it to the playoffs, made it to the wild card, whatever. That's still a lot. That's an accomplishment. And keep grinding and stay healthy. What you got for closing out, Tanisha?
Hey man, I'm just you always hit us with the serious, and I try to lighten it up a little bit. So we do a little double punch, but I'm just hoping we get a really really good Super Bowl. I'm hoping that everybody, because we have people falling out in these games and everything, and they gotta go home to their loved ones, and I'm hoping we have a good, fair game and everything. And also, I just want to throw it out there when y'all see my brother. Hey, they having shots up there in that box seat after that win. So we gonna smoke on these special blends and call it a day all day long,
Yeah,
twice on Sunday. All
everybody was
right,
interviewing him.
yeah,
Yeah, he all
yeah,
over the place.
yeah, they out, yeah, having a good time.
Yeah.
All right, folks. What you
Wait,
got,
I
buddy?
got one for closing. I watched some good football. I watched
Hmm.
some damn good women's basketball this week too.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
LSU South Carolina game. I love. the showing. I was getting text messages from people saying, "Hey, it's a good game on check out this thing." You know, the things that those two teams are doing, you know, and what Dawn Staley's doing for the women's game. I just love it. It's just the momentum is going. There's a lot of other women, you know, Caitlin Clark, all these women, you know, they're well known. They're out there. You see them. I saw Caitlin on the sideline a couple of games ago with Jones, you know, shaking hands and stuff like that. So the women are getting their recognition, and but folks that aren't watching those games, you're missing out. You're missing out on a treat.
Take some
You're
time,
missing out on a
folks.
treat. So it's some good sports out there. We see it because everybody watches the Olympics, but we ain't got to get to the Olympics to see it. You know, see it now. Some good college. Before we know it, March Madness will be upon us, and
It sure
there's
will.
more than just the men's side of March Madness. There's a women's side of March Madness. So, you know, keep an eye on these teams and support and support.
All right.
That's it. So, like we always say, right, Tanisha?
Go ahead.
Please. you say, go ahead, get it
Go
out.
ahead. Get it
All
out
right,
there.
please.
So you know when I'm about to shoot these deuces.
All right. Remember, please be kind, be blessed. It's free. And until next time, peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Two Gems and a Mic. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Until next time, remember, be kind, be blessed. Peace.